As affected families wait in expectation for news on the rescue of abducted school children in Orire, Oyo State, government assures them of quick rescue of the abductees. Meanwhile, the Department of State Service records breakthrough nabs arms couriers. Plus, today we celebrate the Global Day of Parents and we seek to discuss measures for achieving a result-oriented family setting. In the meantime, thank you for joining us. This is Panorama, and I'm Ruth Aguwele. Welcome. As the father of the nation who puts the nation first, President Bola Tinubu is matching words with action by constituting a presidential delegation for on-the-spot assessment and to commiserate with family and the people of a local government area of Ogbomoso in Oyo State over the abduction of students and teachers. Let's hear from Olajide Bello.
Mass abduction in Oyo State Accord on May 15, 2026, when armed men attacked a secondary school and two primary schools in Orire local government area, killing one, abducting 39 students and 7 teachers. The federal government's reaction includes the following. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu publicly addressed the incident, assuring citizens that the abducted children and teachers have not been abandoned. The federal government directed security and intelligence agencies to sustain a coordinated intelligence-led rescue operation to secure the safe return of all victims. President Tinubu also instructed relevant agencies to strengthen school protection measures through enhanced vulnerability mapping, community-based early warning systems, and stronger collaboration between state and federal security apparatus. At the state level, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde activated a rescue coordination center at the state police headquarters in Eleyele and deployed state surveillance aircraft to aid security and tracking operations. After all these efforts, now a presidential team headed by the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, is on ground.
And being coordinated. Mr. President asked me to tell you that he is leaving no stone, no pebble, no grain of sand unturned. That whatever it takes, our children, bar none, will be brought back home.
Forest gas will come from you, and we are going to expedite it. You will start seeing action even more. The Minister of Defense is here, and I'm also sure he will talk about the possibility of adding physical presence of our military in this community.
Operating base here, we'll go back and handle that as quickly as possible so that this place can have more security. But I can assure you, as we are sitting down here, both in the sky and on land, we are watching what is going on around here, and as quickly as possible, we are going to get them.
For the people of the 3 affected communities, that their communities has become a shadow of itself, they can now expect light at the end of the tunnel. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
In a related development, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has met with families of victims of the abducted pupils and teachers, appealing for patience, understanding and cooperation as government intensifies efforts to secure their release. Grace Anyalike reports.
Acknowledging that words alone cannot ease the pain and anxiety being experienced by the affected families, Governor Seyi Makinde pledged to push beyond every limit to achieve a successful rescue mission, disclosing that since the abduction occurred, he has been holding security meetings twice daily and working closely with security agencies to facilitate the victims' safe return.
The people that we're dealing with, they are not normal people. I want your cooperation. We will continue to put in all the efforts, and I give you the assurance we will bring them out.
With emotions running high, Professor Wole Alamu, husband of the abducted school principal, and Mrs. Fumilayo Ojo, whose daughter-in-law and 4 grandchildren are among those being held captive, as well as other relatives of the victims, pleaded with the governor to do everything within his power to secure the safe return of their loved ones.
It's very disheartening and depressing.
While the families and communities are deeply hurt by the incident, the governor, sharing in their grief and concern, acknowledged that regardless of any grievances or demands the abductors may have, their actions remain cruel, unacceptable, and inhumane. Grace Ayoleke, NTA News.
The Department of State Services has arrested 5 suspected arms couriers, including 2 foreign nationals linked to the November 2025 mass abduction at St. Mary's Catholic School in Papiri, Niger State. A statement by the service says the suspects supplied weapons to the gunmen who kidnapped nearly 300 students and staff during the attack. The operation began with the interception of 3 suspects along the Zaria-Kaduna highway as they allegedly moved to receive a weapon consignment. A follow-up raid led to the arrest of international arms courier Goni Ibrahim from the Difa region of Niger Republic and his accomplice, Tukur Sani. Operatives recovered 15 AK-103 rifles, 15 magazines and 1,434 rounds of 7.62 live ammunition concealed in their vehicle. Days later, another suspected syndicate member, Alhaji Adamu, also known as Gado Banufe, was apprehended in Yauri, Kebbi State. Investigations reveal that the suspects were key suppliers of arms to the gunmen behind the Papiri school attack, one of Nigeria's most notorious mass kidnappings in recent years. The November 21, 2025 raid saw armed men storm the Catholic boarding school and abduct hundreds of students and teachers. While some escaped during the attack, more than 250 victims were taken into the Kanji Lake Reserve Forest. Minister of Defense General Christopher Musa says government feels the pains of kidnapped victims and is working to ensure they regain their freedom. This was at this year's Southern Kaduna Festival in Kafanchan, Kaduna State. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
For many years, communities across Southern Kaduna grappled with insecurity and displacement, challenges that threatened not only lives and livelihood, but also the rich cultural heritage of the people. Today, renewed security operations are gradually restoring relative peace and confidence across the region, allowing residents to rebuild their communities and reconnect with their cultural identity. Beyond the colorful display of culture and tradition, the festival also serves as a platform for promoting peace and economic development in a region increasingly looking to the future with renewed optimism.
The future we seek cannot be built on division, mistrust, or conflict. It must be built on unity, understanding, inclusion, and a shared commitment to the common good. As we speak, I know we still have some of our brothers and sisters that have been kidnapped, abducted. Wherever they are, they will know that we're always with them. And we will do whatever it takes to ensure that we free them.
It was not only a moment of shared joy and reflection, but also an opportunity to reward excellence and celebrate hard work. A proud son of the soil and the Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, was honored with the prestigious Southern Kaduna Grand Commander Award. The honor recognizes General Musa's contributions to national security and peace building. From Kafanchan, Southern Kaduna, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll be discussing the Global Parents' Day. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying tuned. Today, the world is celebrating Global Day of Parents to celebrate the love, sacrifice, and dedication of parents in raising their children. The day was established by the United Nations in 2012 to recognize the vital role parents play in building strong families and societies. Many parents face challenges today, such as high living costs, economic pressures, work-life balance, and the responsibility of providing quality education and care for their children. And this year's theme, Together for Parents, calls for greater support from governments, communities and institutions. In Nigeria, the theme is particularly relevant as many families grapple with economic difficulties, underscoring the need to support parents in raising the next generation. We have a guest in the studio, Pastor Isaiah Emmanuel. He's a certified marriage and relationship counselor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me here, Ruth. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure. When we look at parenting in modern time today, what would be your assessment, especially going by the struggles parents have to face, contending with, difficulties and all of that? And also, if you flip it, the positive side of parenting.
Yeah, parenting, particularly in this age and time with the development and the situation we have in this country right now, parenting is one of the most difficult tasks that I think is more difficult than any other career path, than anything we want to talk about. The challenges that parents face, particularly in this generation and in this time, is enormous. However, it is one of the most interesting responsibility I think any man or any woman can carry out, because it occupies a unique place in our nation building, particularly when we talk about the development of the future of our country, Nigeria. Long before government policies are formed, long before the laws are made, the family institution is where the reformation of the quality of life we're going to have in the next future is going to be determined by. And so for me, it's important to establish that parenting responsibility, particularly on a day like this that we're celebrating Global Parents Day, I rather want to call it World Future Shaping Day, because the responsibility of the parent is to shape the future of the nation. Like we do know, Ruth, you agree with me that parents are the ones that shape the future of every nation. The quality of family we have, it will reflect on the quality of society we find ourselves in. And so if parents are doing their right job and they're handling the right responsibilities, raising children aright, you'll discover that our society will, will become a better place for us to live in the next future. So,
okay, so let's look at ways, the society. We're looking at family-oriented policies, and beyond just providing the needs of children, family values is very important. So what kind of values, habits, should parents inculcate or pass down to their children? You talked about shaping the future.
Yeah. You see, parents must go beyond just feeding children to forming children. It's very important, because we most times focus on giving them education, becoming engineers, becoming doctors, becoming lawyers, becoming great career persons, becoming politicians. But one thing that education do not give to us is that education that does not transmit value to a child will ultimately make the parents suffer eventually in their old age. So values that we need to begin to inculcate in our children are values of discipline, fundamentally, values of integrity, values of respect for rule of law. I have an experience sometimes over the weekend where, I was driving somewhere around the Utako area, and there was a traffic light, and we all waited for the light, and shortly the light turned green and I was about to move. A young boy of about 18, 19 years just runs and began to want to beat the traffic. And I stopped at the middle and slowed him down. And I came back and asked him, why would you want to beat the traffic? He came out and was angry. Why should I even stop him in the first place? It's a revelation of the family he's coming from. And so parents must begin to model integrity, model honesty, model character. Character formation should be something we must give attention to, beyond just providing for the basic material needs of the children. What's the value of leaving inheritance for a child that ultimately you don't leave value and heritage with, that ultimately in the next 2 years, 3 years after you've gone, everything is destroyed because there are no values?
Okay, and if you want to have parents who are, good role models to their children, there must be a strong bond, between the children and the parents. Talking about healthy relationship.
Yeah.
How can parents begin to build that? For those who don't have it, what steps can they take?
Okay, very quickly. Parenting this year is at this period of our life and our national history is very challenging because there are a whole lot of things that our parents are content with. In the past, parents are content with peer pressure from outside, but right now, parents are content with screens that they put in the hands of their children. The screen time is consuming a whole lot of time, and in a way, it gives parents the opportunity to want to attend to other things. But ultimately, what we're doing with the screen time children are having is destroying the future of the children. So one way I would recommend is that we must ensure that there is a discipline, there must be intense discipline on creating time where there is a balance between the screen time and the parents' time. There must be time where you must discipline your children. From certain time, you have access to screens. After a while, after that time, you must spend time with the parents. I'm a father of 2 boys, and I can tell you for free that to create that balance, because my wife go to work, I go to work. To create that balance, I make it a point of duty to ensure that I don't leave my children to allow the driver to take them to school, because I use that time as a bonding time where when I take them to school, I spend time with them in the car. Within the 20 minutes, 30 minutes drive from my house to the school, we bond. Then you create time also within the weekends to also ensure that there's a family time. A lot of things contending with our time. So parents must also ensure that they create time to bond, intentionally creating time to bond, because a lot of things are influencing our children today. Right now, social media is influencing the children, is influencing culture, is influencing identity, is influencing behavior. These are the responsibilities of parents. So we must ensure that we intentionally create time within the week, 3 hours, 4 hours within a week to spend time. In those days, in our own days, parents to come around, play and sing lullaby for us and spend time before we go to bed, But what we find these days, parents now spend more time, the children spend more time with their phones, with their screen when they go to bed. So parents must ensure that they discipline those time to spend more time with the children, ensuring that quality time is spent with them. Another thing parents must also do, children don't learn what you tell them, they learn what you sell to them or what you show them or what you model before them. So if you're talking about integrity, we must model that before them. You're talking about respect, we must model that before them. You're talking about honesty, we must model that before them. So parents must become more intentional to model the behavior they want to see in the life of the children.
All right, just before I let you go, just few words on what kind of future positive parenting you envisage, especially here in Nigeria.
Yeah, I envision a parenting where fathers and mothers agree together on how to discipline their children. I envisage a future where we raise children that are honest, children that are disciplined, children that understand the value of work, that ties value to reward, not just reward, not just getting things that they don't know how it came about, but they must learn to tie value, work to reward, and recognizing that there's dignity in labor. The quick fix, the quick way to want to make money because my dad is a billionaire, your dad is not a billionaire, so this competition, the competition among young people today is crazy. I envisage the season where young men will see dignity in labor. We raise children that understand that if I was going to make money, I must make money the right way.
And I must work hard for it.
You must work hard, to be able to live a quality life, yes.
So thank you so much, Pastor Isaiah Emmanuel. Thank you very much for sharing those thoughts with us. We hope to see, a society where family values do not erode, like what we're seeing happen today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, let's look at all the issues. The federal government has assured the families of school children abducted by bandits in a rural local government area of Oyo State that it will not relent in ensuring that all the kidnapped children and their teachers return safely to their families. This assurance was given when a high-powered federal government envoy visited the communities where the sad incident occurred. Larry Belay reports.
The caliber of persons in the presidential convoy is a clear message to the communities that government is concerned about their predicament and is treating the issue with the utmost importance it requires. The abduction of the school children and teachers has become a stab in the peaceful fabric of the agrarian community.
Mr. President Oromiwa, you know, for NSA, Minister of Defense, let me tell you how serious this matter is. We have children who are 2 years old, two, that have been captured. So they're not even, you can't even call them kids as such, they are infants. Which speaks to what the President NSA was saying earlier. He called it exactly what it is, evil.
With heavy hearts, the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, and the Minister of Defense, Christopher Musa, condoled with the victims and delivered the message of the President to the people.
But this is the moment we all come together as one. We will never leave this thing. We will get to the end of it. We will get solutions. We will bring back your loved ones. We can give you that assurance.
Since this incident occurred, it has been sleepless nights for Mr. President and for all of us sitting down here. Because as Nigerians, any Nigerian that is affected is concerned, because we equally have children, we equally have people in our villages. So we know how it feels and we feel your pain.
Traditional and political leaders in the local government urged the federal government to expedite action on the situation. The convoy was also at the Shonwu of Ogbomoso Palace, where they met with the widowed wife of one of the school teachers that lost his life during the unfortunate incident. In Lagos, Larry Belay, NTA News.
All right, just a bit of variation there. We've seen that report, of course, at the start of the bulletin, but just for emphasis to, show you that the federal government indeed cares for that community. And we hope that they will be rescued in due time. And that's Panorama. Thank you very much for your time. I'm Ruth Aguilera.